Welcome everyone, a great song by ZZ Top, and my good friend the Wolfman requested this a while ago, and I started working on it and I got sidetracked and kind of forgot about it, and he reminded me, so I'm back at it. Bless you, Wolfman, thank you for the great suggestion. We're in standard tuning. There's a nice video out there of a guy talking about pinch harmonics in this. And yeah, it's pretty obvious Billy uses quite a bit of pinch harmonics here and there sprinkled out. I'm not going to go into that type of minutia. We're going to go over the licks, and if you watch him play this live, he doesn't worry about the pinch harmonics. He just goes through it. So, you know, it's one of those things. If you want to do it, all good. So I did tab this out. My tab link is right below the video. Click on that, you get a free PDF. We are in standard tuning. I did use, this is Amplitude 4 with Joe Satriani's module. He has a Rockman in there, and it sounds really good. So I'm basically playing through my computer, emulating a Rockman. We're going to start out with the first part. We're going to slide on the 4th string from 9 to 11. Catching 9 on the 3rd string, and then slide hitting 11 back on the 4th back to 9. Alright, and then we hit a little pickup note, 7. Alright, and then we're going to do the slide again. Oops, I'm sorry. Then we don't hit a pickup note. Alright, so think of those 2 slides and that pickup 7 as one. So we're going to do 4 sets of that. What he does after doing that 4 times, what we're going to do is slide from 6 to 7. And this, I'm basing this on watching him do this live. You can do it other places, the notes are the same. I'm just going by what Billy did live. So we're going to slide from 6 to 7 on the 3rd string, and we'll come back to 6, and then we land on the 4th. Alright, then he slides in again, does that back, and hits 7. Sometimes he'll hammer. Just again on the recording, it's slide. And then he does a hybrid pick. I think on the recording it's just the 4th and 2nd string. Live he adds the 3rd string. And what we're doing is on the 7th fret of the 4th string, 9th fret of the 3rd, and 10th fret of the 2nd. Slide that up and then catch those 3 strings at the 9th fret. And it sounds better if you pluck each string. It doesn't ring, it rings different than a chord. So for verse 1, what we're doing is referencing an A. We'll just be doing a triad here on the 1st and 2nd string, 5th fret, 3rd string, 6th fret, to an E, which would be a D form, moved up a full step. Then we're going to reference an F sharp minor 7th to an E. Alright, and then he moves back to a B minor 7th. And we're going to pluck all the way through to the 2nd string from the 5th. Then we're going to add our pinky onto the 2nd string at the 5th fret. What I do is just pick the 5th, 4th, and the 2nd string. And then you'll hear him do a E, let's see, this is E sus4, and then lift off. plucks the strings up from the bottom. Or I should say top one. All right, so those are the chords during the verse. Turn to the chorus. The chorus is that intro, the lick with the pickup note, and then a half of it without it, and we'll go into this. So what we're going to do is pluck the 4th and 3rd string at 7 and catch the 2nd string at 5. So after that chorus, we are into the solo 1. All right. The rhythm is a muted, just basically power chords. We're going to be playing a C sharp to an F sharp to a B minor to an E, and he holds the E, and then the organ comes up with a B minor, but it sounds fine by holding that B with the guitar and the chord ringing. All right. After the solo, then we are into verse 2. The only difference with verse 2 is it's shorter. It's just the first measure of verse 1. And then we go right into chorus 2. All right. Chorus 2, just like chorus 1. After we do these notes, we are into the outro solo. So the first solo, really cool, a lot of nice licks in here. I'll play it for you and then we'll go over it. We're going to be in the 9th position. All right, we're going to play the 12th fret of the 2nd string, bend that up, some vibrato, and then we'll go 9 to 12, back to 9. So that'll be 1st to 2nd string. And then we're going to go 12, 11, 9, landing on 11 on the 4th string twice, to 9 on the 2nd, back to 11 on the 4th twice. This is an excellent blues move, something you can bring up to speed and really sound good. Okay, just skipping that one string makes a difference, that 3rd string. So we give that 11 some vibrato, and then we're going to come back to 9 with 2 hits, and then a hit, hammer on to 10, pull back off to 9, land on 11. And then that 11 is on the 3rd string, then we come back to 9 on the 2nd, back to 11 with vibrato and held. All right. Don't bend that note. I tend to want to bend that note up, but it's not bent. And if you don't, it makes sense in your head. If you bend it up, it throws you off, honestly, if you're familiar with the song. All right, now another really nice blues move. All right, we're going to go 3rd string 9, to the 4th string 11, back to the 5th string 9. Then we come back 11 on the 4th and 3rd string. We're doing an arpeggio, and he's kind of he's changing it up a little bit by starting on the 3rd string at 9, but then that's an F sharp arpeggio, at least part of it. All right, so. All right, the second half of this has that at the end. And again, that is where I differentiated from the tab, because it just made sense to me that this lick was in his head, and I believe he did it again. It sounded right to me in the second half. So anyhow, all right, so really cool. cool, you know, and we keep going there. What he does when he hits that 11 on the 3rd string, he'll go to 9 on the 3rd string, slid back to 11, ending it. So we have this. All right. Now, so we're going to change position at this point. This is the second measure that I have written out. We're going to go to the 7th position, all right? And we're going to catch the 10th fret of the 2nd string bent in vibrato. Then we come 7 on the 1st string to 10, 7, and then back to 10 bent. And then we'll go 7 on the 1st string, back to 10 and 7, and then 10, 9, 7 on the 3rd. And that's a pull-off. All right, so we have this so far. Then we land on 9. To 7 on the 3rd string to 9, and then 9 bent up, a slight vibrato, and then release. Then you want to change positions if your first finger's here. You want to use your middle finger here on the 7th fret of the 3rd string and pull off to 6. All right. If you want, you can slide it back. That's fine. Let's see where we do that arpeggio. Either way, it doesn't matter. I like to slide in because I tend to like to use my 1st and 3rd finger. So what I'm going to show you is sliding back from 7 to 6, then coming back to the 4th string. Very similar to what we did here at 11. We're going to catch the 4th string at 9, 5th string at 7, back to 9 on the 4th and 3rd. And then what we're going to do is go 7 up to 9 on the 3rd string, but we'll slide back to 7 to end. All right. And this lick, we're just going to do a little different. So this lick where we went, this lick will come back to 7. That's where the B minor chord comes up. So that is the solo. Really, really great licks. So the outro solo will start here back at the 9th position, and I'll play the first measure and we'll go through it. Alright, what we're doing is we're going to, on the 1st string, hit 12 to 9, and then go to the 2nd string, 9 to 12, and we'll bend the 2nd string 12 up with vibrato. Then we're going to go from 9 on the 1st string to 12, 9 on the 2nd. Then we'll come to the 3rd string with 11 bent and release and pulled off to 9, and hold that with vibrato. Alright, and then we kind of take off again. We're going to go 9 on that 3rd string again to 11 on the 4th string, and then lay your finger down and do a bend and release and pull off on 11 to 9. And come back to 11. Up to 11 on the 4th, to 9 on the 3rd, and then 11 on 4 with vibrato. Alright, so the whole thing slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now we're going to do something a little different. We're going to come down on the 11, but I want you to switch fingers. Use your middle finger because we're going to go to 10. All right, the chords are changing and we're changing our position. So we're going to go 11 on the 4th to 11 on the 3rd, but then we'll hit 10 on the 2nd. All right, so we're hitting 11 on the 4th, 3rd to 10, and then 12 bent. 12 unbent to 10, and then 12 with a bend and release and pull off to 10. landing on 11. Alright, then we're going to go 12 on that second string to 10 and 12 on the first string bent. And then unbent 12 to 10, and then 12 with a bend and release and pull off to 10 on the second, landing on 11. We have this for the second measure together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we hit 10, kind of a slide down. So now we come to this 10th position again, and let me play this next part of the lick. Again, very nicely done. We're going to hit 12 on the first string and right away hit 12 on the second with a bend and release and pull off to 10, and then we hit 10 and hammer to 12. Then we catch 11, and then 10, that's 11's on the third, back to 10 and 12, and then repeat up to 11 on the third, catch 10 on the third, second string like we did, but when we hit 12, we're going to slide up to 14 and then hit 14 again. Alright, so that last part. So at this point they pause and come up with the organ and then come in with this lick. I'll just stop there. All right, so what we're doing here is we're going to bend up 8 on the second string, and then we come in with a nice arpeggio over an A, so we'll be on the first string and second string 5 to the second string 5, and then 6 on the third, and then just hit 7 on the third. And then come back to 5 on the second, and then 6 on the third, and 7 on the fourth. Alright, so we have this. And then you hear just kind of a dead note. Just a real nice lick there. Back to the 9th position. So we're going to hammer on the 4th string, 9 to 11 with some vibrato. And then we're going to pull off up from 11 to 9 and then back on and come back to the 3rd string, 9 to 11 pulled off, and then 9 hammered into 11 with vibrato. So this next little part will sound like that. Vibrato. And then we're going to bend up a 3rd string at 7, catching 5, back on the 1st string, catching 7 on the 3rd, back to 5 on the 2nd to 1st. And then we'll come back 2nd, 1st, 2nd on the 5th fret. So we have this. Then you'll hear them slide into the 2nd fret and on the 1st string, and then catch the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, and then bend up 5 and hold that with vibrato. Alright, so up to that point, we'll start with the last 10 to 12 bend. Okay, that 10 is held, and then we come back here to 8 with a bend. Alright, at that point, we'll continue on with the 1st string, 2nd fret to 5 on the 2nd string, and then 4 bent, catching 2 on the 2nd string. back to 4, 2, 4 on the 3rd string, and just lay your finger and catch 4 on the 4th string. Then we go 2 to 4 bent up, catch 5 unbent on the 2nd. Back to 4 with the, it's still bent, but we're going to release it and bend it again. And then 2, 4. All right, so from that, let's take it from the slide into 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to do is bend 4 with a couple bends and then hit 2. Then we go to the 4th string, 2, 4, to the 3rd string, 2, 4, and then we'll hit the 5th fret, pulled off 4 and 2 on the 3rd string. Landing on 4 on the 4th, back to 4, and then on the 3rd, and then 4 on the 4th. To 2 and 4. Alright, so we have this. Then we go 2 to 4, slid up to 6 on the 3rd string, catching 5 on the 2nd, and then 6 pulled off to 4. Alright, then we come back to 2nd position, 2 to 4 on the 4th string, then 3rd string, and then just catch 4 on the 4th, back to 2. Alright, at this point we'll hit 4, slid up to 6, back to 5 on the 2nd, and 6 back to 4. Alright, now he's going to play some double stops. We're just going to come in 5 and 6. 5 on the 2nd string and 6. We'll hit it twice and then slide in again and hit it 3 times. Then we're going to hit 6 on the 3rd string, back to 5, and letting this ring, and then catch 6 again to 5. So I'm going to leave it at that. I haven't practiced these last couple of measures. They're just kind of open strings and playing in this 5th position, which is where he ends it. It'll be an open 5th string and then 7 and 6 on the 4th and 3rd. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't practice that. It's in the notes. I did play with it and they're correct. So I really hope this helps everyone. Wolf, I'm glad to do this for you. And I don't mind suggestions. I just don't always do them because I have to like the song. Otherwise it's work and no fun. So hope you helps. Enjoy.